Howdy critters, welcome back. I'm Mr. Appalachia, and we are here in the mountains of Appalachia exploring an abandoned prison outpost. Today we're going to be bushwhacking through dense southern brush, climbing up steep hollers, and eventually exploring an old dilapidated prison outpost full of Appalachian history. Stay tuned and enjoy the video. It is a cold, dreary day here in southern Appalachia. We are here in my home state of Tennessee exploring a prison mining camp, an abandoned one specifically. Now, this is in Frozen Head State Park, or along the edges of it. I ain't entirely sure if it's, exactly part of the park, but it's not really hard to get to here, and it's public land for if anyone wants to come explore themselves. Now, the history of this place and places like it, I find very interesting. As you probably well know, Appalachia is well known for its mining operations for coal. These mines have been stripped and fracked all to hell to extract the coal and other natural resources. And on top of that, there's a big prison culture here in Appalachia, especially in the 1930s, 1920s. There was a lot of bootleggers, a lot of people being involved in, general civil disobedience. And so, put those things together, you get a place like this. So, this was the 1920s, the 1930s. Prisoner rights wasn't really a thing at all. Many times prisoners were essentially just used for free slave labor. They were paid pennies on the dollar, if at all. And so basically what this place is where we're going to, back there a ways was the actual state penitentiary. But up here where we're going is a prison camp, a prison coal mine camp. Basically what they did, they set up an outpost with a guard tower and a couple other accoutrements to set up down here logistically, and they would bring the prisoners up here to mine coal for them. And it was a way for the prison to acquire funds from the state. They would have the prisoners mine the coal for them for free. They didn't have to come up here and pay workers. They just used their prison slave labor. And they come up here, they mine all this coal, and they sell it, and they can make a pretty fine profit doing it because they didn't have to pay these prisoners. And back in those days, coal was just black gold, so I reckon they made a killing selling this coal up here. And eventually, as you know, at the turn of the century, there was a lot of rights movements for prisoners, a whole lot of reforms with the change of presidencies, and eventually the treatment of prisoners in our country got a lot better, got a lot more streamlined, got a lot more dignified. I mean, still, going to prison in America still kind of sucks. It definitely ain't no cakewalk, but it's certainly better than it was, 70, 80, 100 years ago, You at least have like a general sense of rights as a prisoner, but back during this time when this thing was built and when this thing was operated, you did not want to get sent up here. You'd be subjected to back-breaking labor, swinging a pickaxe for hours out of day. You weren't really given much safety equipment. Mining coal can really destroy your lungs. They weren't given masks, they weren't given protective clothing. I imagine just a pickaxe, maybe a hard hat if they was lucky. But, nothing substantial to actually protect them. It's just the sad reality of the era of the times, So that's the general history of this place, and I find it very interesting. The 1920s, the 1930s, Prohibition era is one of my favorite periods to learn about history-wise. this is a place that I can go and that y'all can go and physically see the remnants of that time. Because it's one thing reading about it in a history book, and it's another thing being able to see it in person. So we're gonna keep heading up this mountain, and we're gonna check some of these places out. And man, I'll tell you what, it is a misty, dreary day today. What a lot of folks don't know is that much of Appalachia is a temperate rainforest. So it gets really wet here, really rainy. We get so much rain throughout the year, especially during the spring and summer. I did bring a rain jacket, but don't let how it looks deceive you. It is quite hot right now, and if I put on my rain jacket, I would just sweat in it and I'd end up wet anyways. So if I'm gonna get wet, I'd rather it be from water and not sticky sweat. Yeah, I'm destined to be soaked by the end of this video. What in the heck is this supposed to be? Huh. They got like corn feed right there. I guess this is to maybe a hunting contraption or something. That's very interesting. Yeah, I am getting well and truly soaked right now. Even my little trail runners are soaked. Luckily, all the clothes I'm wearing right now should dry quickly in the car. Feral hogs active in this area. Control measures may be in place. Do not approach control devices or animals. Please report feral hog encounters with GPS coordinates or Google Map locations. I picked a mighty fine time not to bring a weapon, huh? All I have is my machete. I don't know if I want to test my luck with the hog that way. We're out here already, so I'm just gonna keep going. Huh. This place has changed quite a bit since I've been here. The last time I came here was about a year ago, and it looks quite different. So I'm hoping I'm going the correct direction. Because honestly, I have no idea right now. There's some man-made structure, so I think we're getting to the right place. Big old chunks of coal. I reckon we're just gonna keep moving. There have been some major washouts and floods since I came here last. The entire trail is just bowled over with trees and debris that I'm gonna have to climb through to get to the prison. I hope yins are appreciating all I'm doing to show you this place. All right, we found our first signs of human structures. We got like a concrete kind of box right there, and we got the very first of the mines. Let's go check it out, huh? Oh Lord, I hope there's nothing in here that's gonna attack me. Y'all seen that movie The Descent, right? With the creepy monsters in the caves. Little thorn things right here I'm trying not to get poked by, but I think I'm going to anyways. Alright, let's check it out. I'm sure I'm gonna have to brighten this up, but yeah, the water's flooded in here in this part of the mine. And if you go further up, you can actually, I think, get in there. But am I gonna go in there? Absolutely fucking not. That looks super sketchy. There's a foul smell coming from in there, so I don't know if it's gonna be toxic or if I'm gonna get collapsed on with all this rainwater. So not something I'm willing to risk, but even right here, it's really cool to check out. Thorns, thorns, thorns up my ass, thorns up my ass, God. Some power lines going down that way towards the penitentiary. Goes further up that way. I'm a little concerned that I'm actually supposed to be up there, because I don't remember that, and I don't remember that. I think I was supposed to go up that way, so if I don't find the prison down here, I'll just climber up that way. finally some shelter from the flipping rain. I gotta admit, this ain't the most comfortable trip I've ever been on. I'm absolutely drenched in mud, water. I've been poked up by thorns going through all this bushwhack. Despite all that, this is pretty fun. It just happens to be type 2 fun, you know? The type of fun where you pretend you had fun and you tell everyone you had fun, but in actuality it was miserable. We're gonna keep going down there and see if this is where I need to go. If not, we're gonna head up that mountain. Let's do it. Check out that pool of water going in there. Huh. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that I went the wrong direction. I say in all these videos, I'm kind of an idiot. So, here's further proof in case you wasn't clued into that. But it's okay, we're having a whole lot of fun out here. I mean, you gotta admit, this is really cool. I feel like I'm in like Jurassic Park, trying to find my way out of the jungle before some Dilophosaurus comes and, you know, tickles my butt. But this little area right here is really pretty. All the streams coming down. There's one right there, there's one right there, there's one right there, and it's all pulling to this one little pool. Yeah, I kind of want to go swimming if I wasn't, you know, miserable. But yeah, I reckon what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clamber up that mountain to where I'm pretty sure I was supposed to go, and we'll just continue the exploration from there. Let's get up there, man. Yeah, I definitely went the wrong direction. Now, let's talk options, all right? What I could do is go all the way back there, get back on the trailhead, and go up the safe way. But I think y'all already know the way that I'm gonna choose. Fuck it, let's do it live.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Oh, this is gonna be some steep shit. I'm gonna film it if I can, but if it starts getting dangerous to film, I'm just gonna put my GoPro up, and you're just gonna have to imagine me climbing up here like an idiot. Oh. Oh. Whew, that is mucky. Luckily, as a bona fide Appalachian, I have the innate instinctual ability to put my foot in all the correct crevices to climb up a mountain. Call it an Appalachian superpower, you know? Until I step wrong and I go rolling down the mountain and I break my back and my neck and my pelvis. Halfway up there, there's the other half, the steepest half. And we're ever closer. There's some like funky stuff up here, man. There's like broken wire and cables from the thing right there. I'm a little worried I'm gonna step in like a live wire, so I might adjust my course down that way instead of there. But we're almost to the top of this ridge, just a little bit longer. Big stabby stick almost got me. Okay. We up here. Oh, we really climbed all that, huh? All that elevation. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Oh God, yeah, look. These trees must have fallen within the last couple of nights. It all clambered down here and took out part of this power line here. Spooky stuff, man. I think we gotta go this way, unless we gotta go up even more, but I don't think so. I think this right here is the trail where we're supposed to go, so we're just gonna keep going. There's another structure up here. I would say that's a good sign, but I'm not sure if that's the one we need. Yeah, this definitely wasn't here last time, so I'm definitely still lost, but at least we found something, you know. I can't even begin to imagine what this might have been used for. Maybe holding munitions or something. All right, I have consulted with the GPS guru. I'm not supposed to be up here. I'm not supposed to be down there where I was. I was supposed to be on that third landing way down there. That's the one that leads to the prison outpost. So I just wasted like an hour going somewhere I'm not even supposed to be. But hey, I'm okay with that, because I wouldn't have seen that. I wouldn't have seen that other mine, and I wouldn't have seen that other structure or that cool spring. I wouldn't have seen any of that stuff. So this is still very fun. I'm still having a great time. It feels awesome to be clambering up and down these hills. I feel like, you know, a trail adventurer. All right, we were up there. We're now right here. Had to do a whole lot of sliding. I'm very muddy. Now we gotta go down here. Okay, I did a little testy test. I tried going down there. I immediately started sliding. If I really slid and I couldn't hold on to something, I'd go sliding right down there and probably break something. So we're gonna go the long way. All right, we're where we're supposed to be. Check her out. More support beams, more structures. And then right here we have one of the actual mines. Aside from the one I've already showed you, but it seems this one they have gone and completely covered it up. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, they would drive folks up from the state penitentiary down there at the bottom of the mountain. They drive them up, they bring them here and use them as slave labor, essentially, to mine all this coal so they can make a profit without having to pay workers. The last time I was up here about a year ago, this was metal bars that went vertical, so someone had like hit it and made it to where you could climb through, but it looks like since then they've rectified that. This is all new paneling that they put on here. All this rock and the water dripping off is really cool. Let's see if I can get in here and help y'all see a little bit better. Yeah, that's really cool. It's really cool. We're gonna keep going down the road here and it'll eventually take us to the outpost. That was where I was about an hour ago. All the way up there. I had to hike down there and come through this way. And then there's another overlook. All right, folks, here we are. We are officially at the outpost. And it only took 2 wrong directions and 2 hours to get to when it should have taken like 5 minutes. Hazardous area. Yeah, I'd reckon. All right, so basically, that's the main mine I'm gonna reckon, because that one's the one that's right by the outpost. That one probably gave them the most coal to use. So they'd have some guards down there and they'd have a guard right there with a rifle, you know, patrolling this area as the inmates went around, you know, with the wheelbarrows, bringing the coal up to the cars. They'd mine there. So that's where the guards were with their guns, protecting the area, making sure none of the inmates tried to run away while they hauled them up here. So this was in general just a camp, you know, like an outpost. They bring them down there, bring them up here. Let's go check out the mine. Once again, they've completely changed the type of bars they've put here. Just like with the other one, it used to be, you know, vertical bars instead of these horizontal, and you could actually kind of get in there. There we go. Yeah, this is it. I don't know if you can see it very well with the GoPro light, but up there it looks like they caved it in. They collapsed it using explosives so people couldn't get in there and explore. Because although I wasn't foolish enough to explore the other one, this one looks intact enough that I would like to get in there, but that ain't happening. They completely collapsed the entrance. So that's kind of a bummer, but I guess I can get why they did it. They don't want folks coming in here and getting hurt in a cave-in or something and then having to pay out insurance money. Who is this goober? Now we're gonna go check out the actual watchtower. Oh, well, that's a shame. And they got this thing locked down tight. When I came here a year ago, you could actually get in here. Someone had broken the lock right here. Actually, I think they actually broke down the entire fence. So you could get in here and go under and inside the watchtower. You couldn't get up to the top, because the top floor has collapsed and there's no top floor no more. You could at least get right there, and it was really cool. But I guess, well, check this out. Here, look. Just look very closely. You see the wall right there? It is bending outwards. I think this thing is a couple of years from being completely caved in and falling down, which is a shame because I love coming here and seeing this thing. I'm going to be really sad on the day that it finally collapses. But I guess I can get why they don't want folks going in here. You come in here and that thing decides to collapse on you, you know, you're a goner. And I don't want to climb in there because barbed wire. If the barbed wire is effective enough to use against the prisoners who want to attack the guards, then I think it's going to be enough to prevent me from getting in there without scratching myself all up. I did just get my tetanus shot. I got bit by a rabid dog last week and I had to get like 9 shots. I got like rabies shots, I got tetanus, I got hemoglobin. So I should be protected from any type of like rust cuts. But, you know, they locked it for a reason. I'm not gonna break the law on camera, so we're gonna leave it be. You know, the whole leave no trace type thing, you know. If they want it closed, I'm gonna respect that. It definitely makes you feel like you're in The Last of Us. You know, that zombie game? All the greenery around all the ruins, it really looks like The Last of Us. We got more stone structures here. I ain't quite sure what this would be used for. It's very very low to the ground. Maybe this was just foundation and there was a larger structure on top of it. But I just don't know. Got a bunch of rebar in there. When you come here in the summer, this place is spider central. Brown recluses, big old black widows, all kinds of stuff. I brought my wife here last year in June and there were spiders everywhere and she absolutely hated it. They were even like all over the ground and they were trying to crawl up on us and she was not a fan. Yeah, this is some spooky stuff, man. This place does look like it was ravaged by like some zombie apocalypse that happened 20 years ago, and nature has taken it back over. Right there, there's some strong foundations. A building used to be there, but it's completely been wiped out. No idea what that could have been. But here's what me and a lot of others think is very interesting. So, this right here, it's a stone brick structure. It has a very low opening. What I've seen some conjecture about on internet, about some other people who've come and explored here and who have looked into the history, a lot of them seem to think that this might have been where they held the munitions, like dynamite, other type of explosives. They theorize that it's designed so when this thing blows up, it either blows out or up and not the other way around. I just can't remember which it was, but supposedly this structure is designed in a way to where if this explodes, it explodes in a more optimal direction for human survival. Is there any optimal direction for explosions involving human survival? I wouldn't think so, but I reckon I'd just rather not be blown up. All right, here's another structure. Again, this may be for munitions, or maybe this was just their john. If you're not from the South, john is just another word for the shitter, you know? Yeah, this has been eroded and risen up here so much you can't even open it correctly. Very cool. Or at least I think it's very cool. But yeah, that's about all that's left of this place. I have heard rumors that there is a helipad way up there near where we were earlier, but given that it's already 6:05 and I would have no idea how long it would take me to get up there, and this park closes at 8, I'm not gonna go ahead and try to find it. I feel like that would take too long. I don't know how long this video is gonna be or how long it'll look like I've been out here with how I edit it, but I've been out here a long time. I got here at 4. It's been about 2 hours. I definitely didn't intend to spend this long out here. I got that turned around back there because everything looks different. And all the trees that fell over really disrupted the natural flow of the trail that I'm used to. I mean, I haven't been here for a year, so it's all different. Yeah, I've been out here longer than I thought I would, but it's okay. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like to be here back in the 1930s and 20s when this place was operational. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like as a prisoner, having to climb up here in this rain, having to go deep into that mine and you know, risk life and limb and risk my lungs in there mining coal for this prison for next to nothing, probably nothing. I doubt they were paid anything for their labor. Always having that watchtower looking at you, you know, the rifles training on you the entire time while you're working for them. It would be a miserable situation. And it's a reminder just how much our country has changed in just a couple of years, you know, just a couple of decades, how much better life has gotten, not only for prisoners, but just for us civilians in general, how the quality of life has gotten better for everyone. Now, there's still a lot of improvements to be made for sure, but compared to what it was hundreds of years ago, even like 40 years ago, things are a lot better. And you know what? I'm hungry. I got like a dry bag in here to keep all my stuff, and I'm glad I did. I almost didn't bring the dry bag. I'm glad I did because I got absolutely soaked up there on that cliff. Yeah, speaking of modern conveniences of this new world and things being better in general, packaged jerky for my pleasure. I really hope you guys like this video. I've had a lot of fun out here, and I'm not going to be camping out here, obviously, since I just have the day bag. I don't even know if you can camp up here. Maybe, if you'd like me to do this, let me know in the comments, but maybe later down the line when I'm a bigger channel and I got more people watching, and I might have more of a reason to do it, I might come down here and try to do like a stealth camp overnighter in these ruins and stuff and really spook myself out. I just got a text from my wife. I eat like a fucking animal, don't I? I'm over here. Yeah, I never said I was a graceful man, you know. All right, well, I've seen all I've wanted to see up here. I've shown you just about everything I could show, aside from that supposed helipad up there. I'm just glad I was able to find this damn place with all that turned around I got. Yeah, I think this is a real cool bag, and it's got this soft hard case that I put my electronics in, like my battery bank and all my GoPro batteries, and these this thing is pretty waterproof, but just in case I put it in these Ziploc bags. Ziploc bags are a YouTuber's best friend if you do a lot of filming in the woods, you know, all the moisture and all the dirt that likes to get in things out here. Get yourself some Ziploc bags. You don't need to buy those expensive Dyneema bags. Just get a Ziploc bag, $5 from Wally World. That's all you really need. But I digress. Let's get out of here. Well, hold on a darn second. Where'd my phone go? So I'm going to get out of here. So, you know, if you like this video, I mean, you've heard it all before. Like and subscribe. If you want to know anything about me, if you want to know anything about the gear I use, the places I go, how I find these places, don't be afraid to ask me in the comments. I'm an open book. I'm all about getting more people out here in the woods and exploring and just enjoying the nature and the culture of Appalachia. So if you have any questions, let me know. And not to mention, commenting really does help the algorithm. I'm really trying to get my channel out there. I'm almost to my first 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to be the Appalachian Outdoor Boys. Yeah, I will probably never get that big, but hey, a man can dream, right? But I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna head out here, and yins have a good evening. See you later.